Coach, you secured an 84-69 victory over Buffalo on Tuesday, clinching the number 2 seed in the upcoming MAC tourney. Your team shot over 50% from the field and the three-point line. Off the top of my head, you also dished out 24 assists. Can you just give your overall thoughts on the performance?
Yeah, I thought our guys were locked in, game plan wise on both ends of the floor. Buffalo, they put you in a bind just with their guards. Sable and Dunn are two of the better offensive guards in our league. Very explosive. They just came off a good win against Toledo at home, and I thought our guys were dialed in. They knew we needed this to lock up the 2 seed. So our guys were really hungry. They were really motivated. I thought defensively, our guys were great on ball screen defense. Antoine Woolfolk, Reese Potter, hedging ball screens, and our coverages off the ball were really good. And then at the other end, I thought our pace, our execution, our set plays, and then our flow game, I thought were terrific. When our ball moves like that, we're really difficult to defend.
You take on the Ball State Cardinals this Friday at 6 p.m. on ESPNU. What are your points of emphasis heading into this game?
I think number one, rebounding, and interior defense with Peyton Sparks. He's a monster. He's an animal inside. Mickey Pearson, 6'7". We got 7'1" wingspan. Looks like a Greek god as well out there. I mean, they're talented, man, and they need this game. They need this game to keep their hopes alive to get into the MAC tournament. But it's like I've told our guys, listen, we need this game too. So it's a Super Bowl for us. It's senior night for Dan Lewis. It's our last regular season home game of the season. We want to protect home court, send out Dan the right way, and then continue our momentum going into MAC play. And listen, for us, always the next thing's always the biggest thing. So, our sights are only set on Ball State right now in our preparation for that game.
As you mentioned, Peyton Sparks, obviously a monster in the paint. Heads the MAC in rebounds per game.
Yep.
What are some different things that you can do to try to limit him?
Man, I think we got to block him out early. He's really good at getting his own misses too. Throws it up on the rim, so you got to wall up to a block out. You got to limit his post catches. You got to send the cavalry after him. You got to give him different looks. You can trap some, not trap some. I think you got to keep him off balance with how we're defending him the entire game, because they play through him a lot, obviously in the post, as they should. Michael Lewis does a great job of getting him the ball in different ways, which keeps you off balance on the defensive end. So it's a challenge, man, but it's gonna take a total team effort to defend him and also keep him off the glass.
With a win on Friday, you have a chance to tie the program record for the most regular season wins in history. What does that mean? And just I know obviously we've touched on a lot of milestones and marks and things of that sort, but just from start to finish, where you started with this program, just hearing things like that. I know it's not where you want to be, but what does it mean to you?
I think it means we have the right people here. From the players, managers, staff. Our assistant coaches are tremendous. We got the right people, and I think things are heading in the right direction. There's no question about it. And you said we're not where we want to be. I told our guys, the goal, was to win the regular season title. We didn't win it. That was one of our goals. We did clinch the 2 seed. I'll never forget. 2 years ago when we were at Buffalo, my year 1 here, we needed that game at Buffalo in order to make the MAC tournament. And we lost, and we were still able to kind of sneak in there. We got some help from some other teams that allowed us to be able to make the MAC tournament that year. And for us to be able to lock up a 2 seed this year, hopefully be able to try to tie the regular season wins at 23 or whatever it is. And just shows growth. And like I said, it means we have the right people here. And we got great leadership administratively from David Saylor, Daryl Hallberg, President Crawford, and people that are really committed towards winning and getting this place to where it's never been before.
With that aside, just how big and important is it to go out with a win heading into the MAC tourney, having some momentum?
I think, listen, I think every game's its own entity. It's its own season almost in a way. And I do think we've been playing pretty good ball. And we've had a couple really good performances here in the last few games. And we want to keep that going, though, And again, listen, each game presents different challenges, right? What Ball State presents is very different than what Buffalo presented. There's a lot of good coaches, a lot of good players in our league, but we just try to take it that one day at a time. Let's have a great practice today, have a great film session today, and then that'll hopefully lead to a great result tomorrow against Ball State on national television.